That's an eternity of basketball ahead of us. Another beautiful steal perpetrated by Todd White. The action continues. A let-go situation here. Alexei Deacon going up against a double team. Jeffrey Moore and has perfect access to the bucket. Watch yourself on that normal replay of that last bit of action was Juan Fernandez actually wanting to dish off the against Master Jaworski. We're crossing the twilight zone. That's an eternity of basketball ahead of us.
It's been 2 years since we started the Pasig River Cleanup and Dredging Project. Before that, we were doing the Tulyahan River Cleanup Project in 2020. For Pasig River, Misarang is allocating 2 billion pesos to clean up the river. We are pleased to report that so far for the past 2 years that we have been cleaning up, we have already removed about 1.3 million metric tons of silt and waste in both Pasig River and San Juan River. And we have already covered more than 22 kilometers of the 27 kilometers of Pasig River, and here more than 5.4 kilometers of San Juan River. So our focus was really more on the shallow areas of both the rivers.
Importante yung talaga dredging. Pero mo, 1 meter lang, ilalagyan mo tubig. Paano hindi aapaw dito sa lupain? Kaya yun ang isang problema. Tara, napakagaling ang San Miguel sa tulong para sa taong bayan. Last 2 years, medyo mababaw na lang. Walang gaanong problema.
Hindi pa nag-dredging dito ang San Miguel, binabaha dati. Pero ngayon wala naman. Hindi na masyadong mataas ang tubig, wala na masyado kaming pangamba dito.
Ang mga ganda na collective efforts, we really can solve this problem. Kasi economically uplift the livelihoods of the poor and the rich. Para magpantay-pantay, ayos lahat para kaginhawa for everyone.
We're almost nearing the completion of the river cleanup here in Pasig River and San Juan River. We are targeting to finish by July or August of this year. Our aim to contribute to the community that San Miguel is able to help in the not only in terms of reducing river pollution, but also to increase the water holding capacity of the river so that we can mitigate flooding in the future.
Welcome to Eternity of Basketball. We're about to begin episode 201, but we remind you first, we're part of the Globally Ballin Network. Check out our most trending episodes on YouTube. And then check out globallyballin.com for original articles, audio, and video projects, the Globally Ballin Network. Catch live episodes on Twitter as well. Globally Ballin Twitter page is there. We're streaming there right now. Linktree/Globally Ballin is the link you need for easy access to all of that. Follow us on social media. I'm Charlie Cuna with Sid Ventura today, just the two of us. And for episode 201 on this morning, by Mobile, Alabama, by way of Atlanta, Georgia right now, played for Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles in the U.S. NCAA, was a star over there, got drafted into the NBA by the New Jersey Nets, ended up playing here in the Philippines for 3 conferences with Pepsi and Alaska, and also had a great career in the Euro League, played for teams in Greece, Israel, all over the place. We're going to talk about all of that. Also the father of a great athlete as well, a current athlete in the NFL right now. We're going to talk about all of that. Let's bring him in. It's Derrek Hamilton. Everybody remembers that commercial, of course. He's bouncing that ball. Hey, Derrek, welcome to the show, man.
Oh, man, I'm sorry that I'm late. I really apologize. I had some other stuff going on, but I'm glad to be here with you guys, and it's always glad to talk to people from the Philippines. I feel at home there.
Not a problem at all. We know you're a busy man, Derrek, and we're going to talk about all of that as well. But let's start from the start. Not that busy. Back then when you were young, you're growing up in Alabama. Lots of other sports going on over there. The Crimson Tide plays a lot of great football. What made you choose basketball as your sport?
I mean, I'm a football fan, and being thin and tall, that didn't work out for football, and I don't like to get hit. That's the difference between myself and my youngest son. But just growing up in the neighborhood playing basketball, and I always had a keen IQ for basketball. I could see things before it happened, and try to see how the game was moving. And I always loved the team aspect. I didn't have to score. I just that's why when I came to Alaska, it was so good to play with a bunch of good players, because that's who I naturally was. So I just grew up playing with guys in the neighborhood and just got good at it and grew and loved it. And I still work in the area a little bit now. So it's pretty fun.
When did you start playing like real serious competitive basketball? Was it in high school?
No, like when I grew up, like if you wanted to get on the court, you had to play with older guys. So maybe when I was like 12, 13, like being able for the older guys to pick me and let me play, I mean, they taught me a lot. And I just think like that, it was just pretty natural for me. It wasn't like it is today with the AAU games and things like that nature. I learned how to play at the rec center.
Right. Sid.
You have any idols growing up, from the NBA?
Excuse me?
Did you have any idols growing up, from the NBA?
Jordan. I mean, Dr. J, Michael Jordan, that's my guy. But I've learned to respect LeBron James as a basketball player. And I pattern myself more after how he plays than the guys of my era. I want to play defense, make everybody better. But Michael Jordan was my guy.
Yeah, we could.
Had you already heard of, growing up in Alabama, the basketball scene there? Had you already heard of this guy from Leeds, Alabama, called Charles Barkley?
Not until he went to
Auburn
college, because, like you say, in Mobile, I mean, Alabama football rules, and Bear Bryant was a great coach. So, to be very honest, this is the first time I ever said this publicly. I didn't know Auburn existed till I was like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
It was Alabama propaganda. So it was Roll Tide all day. And I'm an Alabama fan to this day. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, my sister was born in Auburn, actually. So, yeah, we're Auburn Tigers fans in the family.
Yes.
Tigers fans over there. So you finally chose basketball. So you're playing, and you end up playing for high school, BC Reign.
Yes.
And I guess that's where people started seeing you doing your thing. At that level, it's high school. So you're your teens, you're playing. Who are the other great players from the area or from the region that you were playing against already that eventually went on to become big in basketball?
Antonio Lang is my first cousin. And he's here in Atlanta coaching with the Hawks. So he was much younger than me, but the football and baseball was people from Mobile, like Hank Aaron, Bill Williams, and all the Satchel Paige. And then you got all the great football players that come from Mobile. It wasn't a lot of basketball players. Maybe Pete Myers, who played for the Bulls. He's from Mobile. And I grew up idolizing him, and our games are similar. And he took me under his wing, and pretty much I was going to go to the Air Force. I had no intentions on going to college to play basketball. And like my junior year, sophomore to junior year, I grew from 5'10" to 6'4". And I was like, okay. Wow. And senior year, I got invited to the state all-star game and got MVP, and it took off from there. Recruiting started happening, and so went to Southern Miss. They wasn't really known for basketball. And by the time I left, we were all-time greats, NIT Championship, and third-round pick. So that's it.
That's right. And since you're talking about the Southern Miss Golden Eagles already, I think it's time we enter our first segment of the show. It's called the Time Capsule. I'm going to take you back in time. And because Sid prepared some photos from your career. This is brought to us by Fitbit. It helps everyone in the world get healthier. From counting your steps to giving personalized insights on your heart rate and sleep patterns, log your exercise and active. Great tools. Oh, you do? You have one of those? Okay, content on the Fitbit Premium.
I need one of those.
Oh, you need one of those? Okay, Fitbit, you got to send one over to Derrek. All on the Fitbit platform. Check out their line of products on Fitbit.com. Feel the power. All right, let's try to make an arrangement for that, for Derrek.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see what I can do. So let's enter now the first photo of our time capsule. Let's go, Carly. There you go.
Wow. Tight shorts.
Yep. Yeah, we all had that back in the day, but there you are, number 23, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. And the NIT Championship to this day is the only national championship for the state of Mississippi.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did other universities or colleges also offer you scholarships?
Yeah, Alabama, small schools, but Southern Miss, we had Randolph Keys, who was a first round draft pick.
Right.
And we had a couple of other guys, Casey Fisher and John White. We all came in together. We were 7. The team was 5-25 when we got there. Freshman year, we were 7-23, and then we went 23-11, and then 24-8. So, and playing against great players, Dale Curry, Keith Lee, just all types of guys all over the Metro Conference at that time.
Can you just tell us a little more about the recruitment process, how how you ended up in Southern Miss? Any stories?
Yeah, it's not big stories. It was an hour and a half from my house. It was an opportunity to play in a good conference where they had Louisville, Virginia Tech, Memphis, and I'm like, well, I can go there and play. And we all played 4 straight years. We started 4 straight years. We were all 1,000-point scores. And if you see right behind my head, that's some stuff my kids put together for me called the family business of all of us playing basketball. So it is the family business, and it started at Southern Miss. But my son started playing football, so he left the family business.
So it's the family that plays together stays together, right?
Exactly.
We got all of you guys, the athletes over there, but it's crazy. I mean, what kind of a coach? Finally, you're there in the university, Southern Miss. You're playing under Coach Turk. What kind of a coach was he? What did he teach you?
I'm glad you said that, because it's 10 years ago yesterday that he passed away. So that's big. But like I put on Facebook, it was a man who found a skinny kid from Mobile, Alabama, the last recruit he signed in the class, and he taught me how to be a man. And I'm a gym rat, so I would go in his office and watch film all the time, and all the guys thought I was sucking up to him. But what I was actually doing, I was finding out what they couldn't do. So when I got to practice, I would have a heads up on them, and he really liked that I was a film guy. So I became very close to Coach Turk, and someone that I always respect, love, and admire. But he told me during my freshman year, I really wasn't taking school serious. And he said, son, you have talent. He said, if you stay here 4 years, you're going to be successful in life. And he didn't lie to me. So I always respect him for that. He just told me, like, you have a gift, give it all you got, and you'll be successful. And he didn't lie. So I've been very blessed in life and very successful.
Of course, your most memorable, I think, I would guess, experience when you were playing at Southern Miss was winning the NIT and all that. But any other stories about that, guys you played against, any of these NBA guys that you trash talked with, were matched up with?
Yeah. Dale Curry was the best matchup probably I've ever had, and he had 37 on me without a 3-point line. That was the year they didn't have the 3-point line. And Milt Wagner, who's DeJuan Wagner's father, and DJ's grandfather.
Louisville.
I just spoke to him yesterday. He's one of my best friends. Purvis Ellison is a good friend. Just so many guys that I played against in college. But Milt is just like somebody I always kept in touch with. We always talk. Kenny Payne, who's the head coach of Louisville, played against him a long time. George McLeod, Florida State.
George McLeod.
Florida State.
Yeah, so played against all those guys. Keith Lee, William Befford, Andre Turner. So had an opportunity to play against all those guys at a young age. And I didn't think I belonged. But once I got on the court with them, they're like, yo, you're pretty good. So that gave me a lot of confidence.
Yeah, tell us about Randolph Keys, though. I mean, because eventually he did become a first rounder. You guys came in together. Were you guys close? You guys hung out together?
Yeah, we were close, but not like buddies. I was more close with John White, who was a 6'7", 2 guard from Louisville. We were roommates. But Randolph, we all came in together with Casey. But Randolph was a 6'8" center who would shoot 3-pointers. So it allowed us to play at a different pace in the 80s that people didn't play at. Maybe we averaged 88, 89 points a game. We had 4 people in double figures. So that's unheard of.
Yeah. I was looking at the stats for that team, actually, and it's pretty impressive. And by the time you were a senior, Derrek, you led the team in scoring, actually. You outscored Randolph over there. So by that time, I guess the scouts were coming in, NBA scouts were watching your games.
Yes,
they're not supposed to be talking to you, right? Are they supposed to be talking? Are they allowed to talk to you?
As you can tell, I'm a pretty free-willing person. So and I think I'm kind of bright. So I would go over. None of my teammates knew the drill. Like on the tables where the announcers sit, that's where all the NBA scouts were. So I knew to walk over to the table and see who was there that night. So, you know, if it started off 2 scouts. As we got better, it was 8 scouts. You know, we got a little better, it was 17 scouts. So I would read the little stickers and see who was there. So I knew who was in thing. So, and it's like I said, progression. I got better as time went on. And I started realizing my skill set. And like you say, my senior year, I averaged maybe 19 points a game, 7 rebounds.
That's right, exactly. 19, 7, and 3.4 assists to be exact.
Yeah, those 2, yeah, exactly. So,
Did you have an idea of where you would land in the '88 draft?
yeah, I went to the combine. That means I was top 60 players, which that's top 60 players in the world. And Detroit called me on draft day and was like, "We're going to take you 31st." That's the year before they won the championship. But Finis Dembo dropped. And they took Finis, and I went and played basketball and found out that I got drafted by the Nets. I was in the gym working out.
Okay. What happened after that? What was the process? You attended training camp, or because back then there was no summer league yet, right?
Yeah, no. We played summer league. We played summer league at Princeton, and we also played in California. And and we played both of them, and I did pretty well. But it comes down to the NBA, which you paying somebody $3 million, you paying somebody $200,000, and they're invested there. So I wasn't afraid to leave the States and go to Europe and never turn back. So I had an opportunity after having a great career in Greece. The Knicks called me back, wanted to sign me. I went to camp. Pat Riley ran us for 3 hours. I called my agent and told him I'm fine in Europe. So I wasn't. You don't have to play in the NBA to be a great basketball player. So, but when I would come home in the summer, I would let them know that there are great players everywhere, and now they know that with half of the NBA being from over the world.
Yeah.
I have a question. Oh, so go ahead, Sid. Go ahead. Finish
that '88 draft was pretty loaded. Picked 2 spots ahead of you was Steve Kerr, and then 4 spots ahead of you was Vernon Maxwell. And then the pick after you was actually Anthony Mason.
Yes.
So
good friend of mine. God rest his soul.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yes.
And then a couple of guys who eventually played in the PBA as well. Keith Smart from Indiana, Sylvester Gray, also played in the
good
PBA.
Friend. He was there when I was at Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. He was with
Jerome Lane.
Played for Shell.
Derek Chivas.
Derek Chivas played for San Miguel.
Yeah.
And Chris Morris actually played in 2002 when he was
we were
at
drafted
the tail end of his career. Yeah,
all those guys. Your batchmates in the draft. They all played here in the PBA.
I didn't know that. I mean, I never thought about that. Thank you for that information.
Yeah, so those are the guys who played. We always look at that. The draft that you're in. We always look who else played in the Philippines. Just to give you an idea of who came over here too. But my question was what made me curious when I was looking at your bio. So you led the team in scoring in your senior year. Why does Randolph Keys get drafted at 22nd, and then you get drafted, a couple of rounds later? What are the dynamics of that? How does that work? I mean, did you ever think about that?
No, yeah, I can tell you exactly. We both went to, you have what they call the Portsmouth Invitational. It's before the pre-draft, and Randolph didn't miss a shot for 3 days. And I played well. I made all tournament with Dan Marley and guys like that. But Randolph went from Portsmouth to the Olympic preseason. So he played so well that the U.S. team in '88 brought him with David Robinson and them for the camp.
Right.
So he earned everything he got. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like better than me, but at that time, he played great. And he played great all through college because he was a 6'8" guy. shooting threes. That was unheard of back then. You know,
Yeah,
6'8",
yeah.
6'9", shooting 3-pointers. So I respect that. But I think I had a better career.
Yeah, because he didn't last too long in the NBA. I don't know if he went overseas after that.
And
But
you
then, so
overseas, you know, when you go
Uh-huh.
overseas, you got to be able to get it done.
Mhm.
And I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
saying that
pretty
in a
much.
bad way, but I'll tell him to his face. I think my skill set was a lot better.
Yeah, we did see that. Let's look at the next photo, Carly. Let's
Yeah.
move on with the time capsule. Yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
this-
So then you're playing in Europe and you know you're doing your thing over there. How do you end up in the Philippines?
Money,
Okay.
opportunity. It's like, hey, you go to Philippines for 3 months, you can make this amount, and I get off the plane, I get 77 points, and then I get
Yeah.
78. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what the hell is going on? That's not normal. You know what I'm saying? So
Over
we
here
did,
it is.
we did. I've never done that in my life. Like I tell my
Uh-huh.
kids that they think that I'm crazy. They're like, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. This photo is actually because when you came over in 1990, Pepsi and Pop Cola, they were expansion teams, right? So
yes.
this was taken on the very first
They-
game
Is
of
that
that
Mr.
season.
Lorenzo, the owner?
Moro Lorenzo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Moro throwing up the ball.
Yeah.
That's Moro
Hey, that
Lorenzo.
was
That's
a
right.
great man.
This was the
great
yeah. Yep. He actually has a whole sports facility named after him in one of the schools here.
Oh wow.
Called the Moro Lorenzo Sports Center.
He was a damn good basketball player too in his day.
Yeah, he was a great, great man. Like my time there, I wish I could have been like. I wish the seasons were longer. Like, yeah, we'll talk about that later. The whole Philippine experience.
So
this was
what
opening
what
day.
were
You
you
got some-
feeling here? Yeah, because it was opening day. This is actually a ceremonial tip to fire off the 1990 season. So they arranged for the two expansion teams to play in the very first game of that season. And as you can see, the Ultra back then was jam packed. So yeah, what were your impressions of the PBA on that opening day?
I didn't have a good understanding how good these guys would be. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that they play good basketball in the Philippines. But I've never been on a team where I get 35 shots. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's like maybe I think I shot 30 free throws or something like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Like, yeah, and I averaged 52 points. I tell my kids this stuff, they're like, you're lying. I'm like, so you know, my first experience was interesting, but my Alaska experience, I really got to experience what's the beauty of Filipino basketball and really respect it on a high level.
Well, just to put this game into context, I think you scored 77 points, but Pop Cola actually was playing without an import on that day.
Fault.
I remember.
That's their fault. I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
with it.
No, I'm just saying that they had no one to guard you as well. So
Yeah, so you did your thing, man.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
you went to
hilarious.
No, so it must have been crazy for you to start, you know, just seeing how open things were for you and just putting everything in. But you know, but actually, you were wrong. You averaged 55 points in your first season here for this team.
That's
it wasn't
ridiculous.
52. Yeah, I have the stats. I have the stats with me right now. So 55 points with a high of 77. That was nuts.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I don't even
That's what. You're better than Wilt Chamberlain, man. So
hey man, I don't even want to talk about that. That's like that doesn't make sense to me at all. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about let's talk about some of the guys. Yeah.
If you sent me that sheet, if you sent me the score sheet, my friends would not believe it.
I will send it to you. I will send it to you later.
I don't want it.
You don't want it. Okay, they're not gonna believe you. We're looking at this photo, and then your teammate, one of your teammates here. So I want to talk about your team. That first year, you're 1-9, as you told me when we talked the other day. You didn't win too many games. That guy over there, your teammate Ricky Relosa. You remember him?
Yes.
So he was one of the roughest, toughest guys the league has ever seen. And you know, he had your back. I'm sure he set some screens for you, and he was, you know, he handled the business. for you. How was that? Getting along with your teammates. Are there guys that you remember very clearly? Any stories on that Pepsi team?
On the Pepsi team, I only remember faces.
Okay.
I don't only remember faces. I mean, I know the face, but the relationships really wasn't. Those guys didn't really speak a lot of English. It was a couple guys. But when I got to Alaska, everybody was stars. You know what I'm saying? So I got
it was different.
It was different. You know what I'm saying? These guys, I could go play a game. I would try to hang out with them. But, I'm an easy guy to get along with, and I love my teammates. So I had a great time, but it just wasn't as close a relationship as I would have later on as my journey in the Philippines.
And how about the coaching? What did you think about the coaching at the time here in the Philippines? Here, Coach Edo Campo was your coach. How different or how similar was it to your previous coaches?
Hey, Ocampo just gave me the ball. I never liked that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the beginning, I'm more of a team guy. And I believe in scoring efficiently. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take a lot of shots. I want to pass. I get enjoyment out of my teammates playing well. So when Tim put me in the triangle, it was perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like scoring like that. So it was a position. I would cramp up every day, so they was using me too much. You know what I'm saying? So I would cramp up. I mean, it's overuse. So it was fun, but I like to win.
Yeah, I mean, who plays 43 minutes a game every night, right?
Yeah. I did.
Yep, you did. Exactly. For the first time in your life, you're in the whole game.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you didn't look too happy over there, too, in that photo.
That's another L.
Yeah. Because you guys beat Pop Cola in that opening game because, they didn't have an import. But then after that, it was all downhill.
Yeah, it was downhill.
And, let's face it, that Pepsi team wasn't really a powerhouse. It was an expansion team, and they were just getting used to each other. But what about the players who went up against? We asked this of all our guests. Would you remember who was the first opposing player who sort of welcomed you to the PBA with a with a hit or whatever?
What's the big guy who used to play for Sunkiss? Number 11.
He remembers the number. Number 11 for Sunkiss. Who was that? Ria Lubit, maybe. Ria Lubit. Zaldi Ria Lubit.
Yep, that's him.
That's the guy. Okay.
Yep, that's Zaldi the guy. That was the only person I really had problems with. With Benji, I love Benji, and Benji played very well. Alvin Patrimonio, he was a very, very good player. Great footwork. And the flying A, that's my guy.
Of course.
Johnny A. Yeah.
So I respect him. What was the other Alvarez?
Nelson. Bong Alvarez.
Yeah.
Nelson and Bong.
Yeah, and Bong. Yeah. So I respected all those guys. Didn't like San Miguel guys too much because I that was just me. I know we're on the San Miguel program right now, so it is what it is. But
no problem.
Yeah, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's 30 years ago, so it's fun.
Yeah.
So, but but I think a lot of that was with their fans. You know what I'm saying? Like it created an atmosphere that really wasn't there, but it was there. You know what I'm saying? So playing against Shell and Sunkiss was more of a basketball game to me. I respected those guys.
Victor Solis says number 11 of Sunkiss was Nelson Asaitono. Actually, that's what
Nelson Asaitono.
Okay.
That's
Nelson.
That's the name.
Not Zaldi. Okay.
What did he do to you? Do you remember?
It was just cheap shots, but it's basketball. I didn't take it personal. You know what I'm
saying? Well, they called him the bull, so he was trying to bully you. So,
but you can't hit what you can't touch.
That's true. You were quicker for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. I also remember when you were playing with Pepsi, you shot a commercial with them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's still out there. My kids play it every birthday. They send it to me.
So you have a copy?
No, it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pepsi.
That was crazy. How did that go? I mean, that's how there was a lot of downtime because you guys weren't really playing so well, and they get you for that. How long did it take to film that? Was it just a day, a couple of hours?
No, it took maybe 10 hours to do that. And when Pepsi had a concert tour with a bunch of famous actresses and singers that they would send me to the provinces and just walk on stage and wave and stuff. It was the funniest thing ever. I'm like, bro, what am I doing on stage? It's like I'm with these.
You were a star. You were a
Yeah,
star
like
here when you were here.
actors. So I was like, I'm like, why am I here? It was fun though. It was a great experience. I'll never forget it.
But it was crazy because I still remember the commercial. You bouncing that ball and all that. Like, it's very clear in my mind. So we would see that all the time. Pepsi was really promoting their product.
My kids, it's funny. It's the craziest thing ever. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Next photo, Carly. I understand. I think it's still I was in a Pepsi uniform.
Yeah.
There you go. There you are with a
Nelson.
dunk. And there's Nelson, but he's with
he
Pure
was
Foods
still
there.
Yeah, he was still with Pure Foods back then.
Yeah.
He's the one on the floor.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah.
Never forget him.
Who's behind Sid? Who's behind Derrek there? Is that?
I can't figure out.
That's Bernie Villarias, right? That's Bernie Villarias.
I don't know none of the names. That bothers me so much.
Yeah,
that's Bernie and Ricky.
Yes.
I told you, Ricky's always there. Ricky's based in the States now. That guy Ricky's based in the States. He's in the West Coast.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, and there you are with one of your dunks. And I remember, you would fly in the air and slam that ball home often.
You were probably
and the crowds were crazy.
What'd you say? You were probably 10 years old then.
I was no, we were in our teens. We were in university already.
College already. I was in college already. 1990.
Right. Yeah. We're not as young as you think.
We're not as old as I think.
Yeah. Sean was ribbing you the other day, Sean Chambers. Thanks to Sean Chambers, by the way, for getting us in touch with Derrek Hamilton.
Oh wow, Sean,
finally
I heard him talk about you're old. I got that. It's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm here now, Sean, if you're listening.
Here's a funny question. James T asked this. Do you remember actress Dina Bonnevie dancing for Pepsi before your game? She was your muse at the time. The lady who walked with you guys on the opening ceremonies. Do you remember her at all?
That, but I don't remember her. I remember this whole thing happening, like walking out with the little flag and stuff. But yeah, I remember that. That's funny.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. I'm looking at this, and so you, like you said, it was uncomfortable territory for you. You didn't take 30 shots ever in your life. Now you're taking 30. You're scoring in your 50s all the time. But as the games went on, so you're like fifth, sixth game already. I guess it was standard fare. You adjusted. You knew that every time you were going to be holding that ball 90% of the time, right?
Yeah, it's still crazy to me. Like I said, I've never had a season like that. That was one time in my life. But to put the ball in my hand, I guess they had to do it because we were always at a disadvantage. So I understood it, and it wasn't a bad thing, but also it really wasn't me. And but I had to do it to even be close in the games, or we have a chance to win. And Mr. Lorenzo would even give me bonuses when we lost. He was like, "Yo, you played so good." Like I'm like, "Whoa, who does this?"
Who does this? I lost the game and I'm getting a bonus. That's so awesome, right?
He was like, "It's not your fault." I'm like, "Okay." And so stuff like that made me come and play hard. Like, if he's gonna let me try to win for this man, Mr. Lorenzo's such a great man, and he would bring me around his family and go to eat. It was such a great man.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's really awesome. Next photo, please, Kylie.
He is missed.
Yeah, he is missed,
That's in Greece.
But then, so after as you mentioned, you did play all over Europe, and after that one conference stint with Pepsi, you're back in Europe, and I guess this is one of those stints over there. Tell us about your playing days there. I mean, were you treated the same way you were treated here in the Philippines? Are you like did you get into any commercials when you were in Europe?
Yeah, I mean, for like 7 years of my life, I was probably at the top of the European game. And I say that very humbly. But go to Greece, you play against great Yugoslavians, great Russians, great Spaniards to play in the EuroLeague. It's tough. And, you can notice there, my scoring went from 55 a game to probably 25 or 20 and then 19. So it's a different game, bigger players, but I loved every minute. My kids were born in Europe, have a lot of friends in Europe. and I was able to play great basketball. Starting in Greece and at Ike, I think I was the MVP of the league my first year there.
Well, there's your teammate Ricky Relosa. He's watching. You know,
I see
those
you.
photos earlier. Yep. So he's based in the West Coast. So if ever you head over there to LA.
Hey, no,
that's where
Ricky, we played San Francisco 49ers on Christmas night in San Francisco.
Mhm.
So
you better get together. You guys better get in touch, man.
Information.
So Ricky,
Okay, I'll let him
head
know.
over to San Francisco.
Yeah, Rick, makita kayo ni Derek dyan. Diba? So he's one of your former, at least one of your former teammates is watching right now. So Europe, I mean, you were mostly in Greece, is that right?
I played 4 years in Greece, 4 years in Israel, 1 year in Russia, year in Spain, and Italy for 2 years.
Italy,
yeah.
Out of all of those countries,
I've never been to Slovenia in my life.
Okay.
Out of all of those countries that you played in, Derek, which country had the wildest fandom?
Greece, easy. Yeah. I mean, you're playing against Panathinaikos and Olympiacos. It's 18,000 in there. Smoke is in the building. They're throwing coins at you. But I played for Ike, which is a big soccer team. They got a big basketball following too. So, hey, I like that though. You know what I'm saying? I like playing against opposing fans. I really wasn't a talker. You know what I'm saying? I let my play talk for itself. So, but I love stuff like that. Like, get me going. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Then there's some NBA guys also, who ended up in Europe. I mean, guys who didn't pan out for them in the NBA, and they're playing there. Did some of your old friends from way back in college, or did you see them there when you were playing in Europe?
Yeah. Like I said, Milt Wagner was my teammate in Europe for 3 years. All those guys eventually came to Europe after the NBA was. I played, Dominic Wilkins, Cliff Livingston, all those guys. I went against all Pasovich and Bogdanovich. I played against Ginobili. I knew Ginobili and he was 20, 21 years old. In Italy, I'm like, bro, you're really good. So a lot of those guys, I played against a lot of those late European guys in the late 90s, early 2000s that came to the NBA. I played against all those guys at a high level and very good basketball in Europe. I still like, now I train like 12 first round draft picks. We'll get to that later. And maybe, my guys have made over $200 million. So I've been able to take what I learned in Europe and put my own fix on it, because in Europe you practice twice a day. It taught me how to work on your game. And I think the Americans and the rest of the world are behind when it comes to that, because in Europe at 15, you don't have to go to school. If that's your business, you become a pro. You know what I'm saying? So you can see what Luka does. You can see what Giannis does. Like, these guys are professionals at 16, 17 years old. It's because they work twice a day and they work on skill. And Europe taught me how to be a pro. It taught me how to work, how to get in the weight room, how to do things like that. And so I take that with me now, and I work my kids the same way. It's like, we're up at 5:30 in the morning. We're up working because somebody else is asleep. So my son now, like you said, we'll talk about that, one of the best players in the NFL. Right. And I asked him the other day, he was home. I'm like, did you think I was crazy for waking you up at 5:30 in the morning? He was like, no, I thought it was normal. So I was doing something the right way. And we're both my kids. I had a son that played at University of Pennsylvania in the Ivy League, who now works in New York in the financial district. And I would wake them up 5:30. We're in the gym at 6. School starts at 8. I'm telling them, okay, your body's up and working. The other kids are sleepy. So your body's already working. So Europe taught me that, long story short. It just taught me how to get the best out of myself. So I think that's when I became a better basketball player. You saw that when I came back to Alaska. I was a whole totally different person.
Yeah, precisely. Next picture, Carly, please.
The next.
Yeah, the next photo there. There you are. That's Alaska. You're on the bench beside Merwin Costello, and then there's this flying ace beside you.
I know all of those guys.
Yeah. Poch and June Reyes.
Yeah.
And you got the big boy Bolado. You remember him? Chris Bolado?
God rest his soul.
Yeah. Yep.
I
That's
see
right.
my
And then
boy
Dickie Bachman. Dickie Bachman's a big shot here now. You know that, right? He's a big shot.
I know. I talked to him. And JoJo,
Yeah.
like this team in Bong, we all hung out together every day. Dinner, movies, your house, my house. And I'm pretty sure it's still like that to this day if we saw each other. That's why Sean is so connected with these guys.
That's right. Yeah, he's really close. He's been, seeing them and everything. This Coach Eric, you remember Coach Eric as well.
Yeah.
He's gone. He's left us as well.
Left.
That's right. And then Don Ampalayo with the arms folded. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
He was a big fan favorite. So there you are, packed house. So you played in Europe. You honed your skills, as you said, and all of a sudden someone comes a call. And how'd you get the Alaska call?
My agent, he was like, Tim Cone likes you. I was like, who is Tim Cone? And once again, summertime, I wasn't married yet. All right. I was like, let's go. So I went over there. I knew nothing about Alaska. And I found out he was running the triangle. And he's like, you're going to be Michael Jordan in the triangle. And JoJo, so I love JoJo. JoJo was so surreal and so cerebral. Those guys were so cerebral. It was easy to play with them. For me, it was like stealing candy from a baby. You got all these, you can't guard me now. Now you can't put everybody on me. So, and it showed. I think we might have lost 4 games in 2 years.
Yeah, you had a pretty good record during the time. That's the time Alaska was on the rise, really about to grab the league by storm, winning all those championships. Really strong team.
Yeah, and then I think I was targeted because between me and Sean, they knew nobody else was going to win. So, and what happened. I'm not going to say it wasn't true, but today is looked at in a whole total different, like a lifetime ban. I mean, come on, really?
Yeah.
A lifetime ban, like that's super excessive for anything.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to jail for that long. So, I just think, and Mr. Fred was amazing, but I think that was just something that I'll never get over because I had a lifetime contract with Alaska. Mr. Fred was like, Mr. Fred was like, hey, you're coming back here as long as you want to. And the same with Sean. And then we were going to win all Filipino, 6'6" and under, 6'2" and under. That was going to continue to happen because nothing was going to change. I hate to be arrogant, but nothing was going to change because we had that good of players, and Johnny A was that good.
He
was exceptional.
He truly was.
And everything was set up for us to be like amazing. And I'll stand on that forever.
No, it's hard to disagree because that team was really awesome. And from 55 points, your average went down to 30 points. But it's because there's so many good people on that team and you're running a different kind of offense. Tell us about Tim Kondo. I mean, you didn't know him. Now he came to call you. You joined that team. He tells you, okay, you're going to be Michael Jordan in the triangle. But what else did you get from Tim Kondo? He's still coaching. He's the top coach until now. He just coached the national team to a championship.
What I learned from Tim was he was a perfectionist, and it helped that he was American. So we understood each other, and he knew how to talk to me. He knew how I ticked, and he was a tactician. And he, next to Phil Jackson and Tex Winters, nobody on earth knows the triangle better. And I'm willing to bet that with anybody. You know what I'm saying? But he was good at putting the right players in that offense. And Mr. Fred let him do what he needed to do for the team to be great. And Tim did a great job. I think he might be the best coach I've ever played for on any level.
Oh, wow.
To be very honest.
I don't doubt that. Yeah, because he's still
around. High praise.
Every team he's gone to in the PBA has won at least one championship, at least two actually.
So
I mean, not just one, man, a bunch of championships.
But were you ever the target of his fury? Because I've heard stories about how sometimes he'd explode in practice, and
who cares? It's only words. He's never got on me because I worked hard. and I played hard. And like I said, to start it off, my IQ was pretty good, so I understood, But no,
Yeah.
Tim never screamed at me ever. We never had an argument. You know what I'm saying?
That's great.
There was a mutual respect.
Yeah.
I don't mind being coached hard, but you really didn't have to coach me hard. He never raised his voice, said JoJo. I don't remember. He would be mad at halftime. You know what I'm saying? Every coach is mad at halftime, but he's fiery. I like that.
Well, he and JoJo would fight all the time. I mean, they would.
Yeah, actually,
they said it even on the show when they were our guests. They would fight all the time, but then after the game, they're all hugs and kisses again. But
I don't consider that fighting. JoJo's super smart, great player. Tim super smart, great coach. Hey, we have a disagreement, but it never went to the court.
Right, yeah. That's really in Alaska. That was the time you joined Alaska at the right time. They got you at the right time, so everything just fell together. And then
that's why I was upset when the marijuana situation came down. Okay, I smoked a joint. Sorry about that. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like a lifetime ban. That's what gets me. Like, really?
Yeah.
Whatever for one. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I totally agree with you on that one. Yeah, it's a bit harsh.
It was a different time back then, and actually, you and Ronnie Tompkins actually was also banned lifetime for that, and the same offense, but the culture here was just different back then. So
me and Ronnie
really unfortunate. It was really unfortunate.
Me and Ronnie were two different people, though. Like,
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Chill, you know what I'm saying? So I got
Ronnie was
in that, and I heard
he was a bit more volatile than you.
A lot more, bro.
A lot more volatile.
Yeah.
I wasn't even close.
You were saying you heard what you were saying?
Oh, that when he got caught, I got caught 2 days later because he told them I'm not the only one that smokes.
Oh, okay.
So that's how it came to me. To be very honest, 30 years later, before he got on the plane, he was like, well, you need to check Hamilton. And the next day.
Oh, so there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So he went before me, you remember?
Yeah.
He was kicked out before me. And then 2 days later, my stuff happened. So
he didn't follow what Al Pacino said in Scent of Woman. I'm not a snitch. Yeah, he was a snitch.
Yeah, he snitched, but it's okay. I still have friends in the Philippines. I'm talking to you guys now.
Oh, that's not a problem at all. The people remember you. We posted that you're going to be our guest. You saw all the comments, Derek. You saw them on the post.
Right.
So things are forgotten, and now they're just remembering. Oh, that's what happened. Okay, that's why he wasn't there when they won. So
Sean came in and did a great job.
He always does. Let's talk about Sean Chambers, though. I mean, he's your friend. And then he's the Alaska guy. When you think about imports for Alaska, that's him. You guys are friends, of course. Did you learn anything from him? Because he had been here a bit longer than you already. No,
I never saw him because it was two different conferences. So when he was playing, I was in Europe. But I heard of Sean, through all the guys. And then when the situation happened with me, Mr. Fred kept me around a month because we were fighting it in courts and with the organization to try to get me to play and retest. So Sean came, he was in practice. So that was my first opportunity to be around him. Great guy. Once again, perfect for the team. A winner, a selfless basketball player, and just an all-around great guy. And, you can tell what he's doing now with the girls he works with in California. Like,
That's right. Yeah. He was just over here. He was just over here recently. Sean's been coming back and forth, and I think he did get a coaching thing going on with one of the teams right now. You were almost here, Derek. Tell us about that. You almost were in the Philippines. Tell me about that. Tell them.
I was in the Philippines.
Yeah, he was here.
Yeah. So JoJo, I saw JoJo at the Summer League out in Vegas, and he knew, like I said before, I worked with Jody Meeks, Lou Williams, Ray John Rondo, Malcolm Delaney, Derek Anderson, Tony Delk. So I trained all those guys. All those guys were my clients. So JoJo had been watching what I was doing from afar. getting these guys to the NBA. And so I have a very unique skill to work with people on the basketball court. And we were in Vegas. He was like, hey, won't you come and work with my team in the Philippines? So Sean and I were supposed to be there together when Sean was there the first time, maybe 2 months ago. So I'm rushing out. This is going to be a great story. I'm rushing out of the house. I got a safe with my passports in it. Grab my passport, get on the plane, boom. California, get through customs, boom, on the Filipino Airlines. So I'm 13 hours, get off of Manila. JoJo's outside waiting for me to go to training camp. Picked up the wrong passport.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I get all the way. I told my friends I was going to tell this story tonight. They're like, don't tell it. I'm like, I got to cleanse my soul. So I get all the way to Manila, and the Interpol stops me. It's like, have this passport been lost? I'm like, no, I only got one stamp in here. So I declared it lost, but found my other passport. When I got ready to go to the Philippines, I just reached, not thinking, I reached in the safe and grabbed a passport.
Right.
Grabbed the wrong one. So I flew 14 hours, stayed in Manila airport for 13 hours, got back on a plane, flew back to the States, 13 hours, all in 36 hours.
So yeah, you were here.
Yeah, I was there. So JoJo, they let JoJo in because he's JoJo. So I sat and talked to him for about 4.5 hours. We called Dickie. Dickie calls the consulate. We got to get the big boss to sign off on it. He wasn't there. I was like, well, I got to go back home. So I went home, and yeah, I'm supposed to be back in March to work with JoJo's team before the next conference.
That's great.
Oh.
We'll see you then.
Yeah.
We'll see you
Hey,
then.
I will have the right passport because they took the other one back when I got
Yeah,
to
so there's no way you can make a mistake this time, right?
Man, I feel so dumb about that.
And you're never gonna leave for a trip again without looking at the passport that you pick up,
but you
right?
know what that tells me? I gotta come back because the last 2 times I was in Manila were not good.
That's right.
Third time.
Yeah. You got to do that. Yeah.
Yep, you have to be back. And then, well, JoJo's having some problems with his team right now, lots of injuries and all of that, but they're competing. They've won a couple of games, they've lost some.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
talked.
they probably need you.
I asked him how the team was doing, and I think every team, like when you win, people get a little arrogant. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be able to do the dirty work. And that's what I think I told JoJo, like, somebody's got to be a leader. Somebody got to do the dirty work.
Yeah, well, it's tough because he's got players coming in and out of the lineup. But anyway, do you remember this guy? The guy you're up against in this
Ronnie
photo is Ronnie. He
Very
was on the
big
show
guy.
maybe 3 months ago.
I played against him in college, so I knew him from the States at UNO.
That's right. That's right. Have you seen him lately?
No, I hadn't seen him.
He's probably 40 pounds lighter. He's a vegan.
He's a vegetarian. Yeah. He's a vegan.
Vegan,
I can
and he's
see him
really
being a vegan. I can see him doing that.
You should see him, man. He's like all slim and trim, and you know what? He's on the. Is it pickleball or paddleball? Sid?
Pickleball.
That he plays.
Pickleball. Yeah.
Pickleball.
I don't know if he owns.
He wants to be on the pro. He wants to be on the pro circuit for that.
Yeah.
He wants to be the champion, the national champion. So that's what he does now.
Like I'm a pescatarian myself. I don't eat beef, pork, chicken. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm all about that. I meditate every morning. So
that's all good. So that's Ron Grandis, and I know there's a couple of more photos. Carly, let's look at the next one. I want because he's got a bunch of photos. It's the two of you. Yeah, there's Ronnie Grandison again.
Was that in the finals?
Yeah, I think
probably. That's probably in the finals. Yeah, there you're about to hit the deck over there. I can see it. It's about to happen.
Yeah, that was the story of my life.
Do you remember that finals against it was Sunkist, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the top local player back then, Verhel Meneses? He went on to win MVP that season.
Yeah, he was a very good player. Number 13, 23 or something.
Yeah, what was Verhel's number?
Jersey number. I'm sure all our followers know that. What was the jersey number of Verhel Meneses? We had him on the show.
Really good player. Really.
He could jump. He could jump as well.
Yeah, big hands.
Yeah.
Number 18.
18.
He was
Yeah.
number 18. Number
Yeah.
18. Yep. Thanks, guys. Sorry, senior moments for Sid and for
senior
me.
moment.
We're supposed to know those jersey numbers, man. What's going on? Yeah. So he's a mayor now in his town.
Wow. So he's like Pacquiao.
Yeah. On a smaller
Pacquiao
scale.
Pacquiao became a senator.
Yeah. So Pacquiao went out. He was there in his place, and he branched out, and now he wanted to become president, but it didn't happen. Yeah. So everybody, I just asked once, and then boom, everybody puts 18 in the comments. Thanks, guys.
You got loyal followers.
Yeah. Well, they are. They're really loyal. They've been watching us. Derek, just so you know, this show's been on since the pandemic. So it's almost 4 years. And all these guys have been joining us every week just to listen to you guys.
Awesome. I think I need to join you guys now. I'm gonna subscribe.
Yeah, you better. Watch all the guys. Watch all those your former teammates. Except that a lot of them talk in Tagalog, so you won't understand. You can do the the translation thing.
Yeah, Alaska. We've had Jojo. We've had Dicky, June Reyes, Bong Hawkins,
Roel Gomez,
Tim Cone. Yeah, Coach Tim also was one of our first guests.
Right.
So
Bong my best friend on the team.
Bong, really? Oh,
yeah. Bong, yeah.
Him and his wife.
That was a fun episode we had with Bong. Yeah, he was like, yeah, he was one-liners here and there. That was nuts. Let's look at the next photo. I think it's Ronnie Grandison again, if I'm not mistaken, with Derek. There you are. See?
You got no color pictures? That wasn't 1850, bro.
I don't know, man. That's all we could find. So
color separation.
The Pepsi ones were colored. There's Johnny. But you mentioned how great you thought Bong was, Jolas, Johnny A. Do you remember guys from the other teams that impressed the hell out of you? Meneses, you said.
I told you Benji.
Yeah.
And Alvin Patrimonio. I really I really respected his game. And Alvarez, I respected his game a lot. Didn't like Jaworski like that. I mean, I didn't see the real him. I just saw somebody like coming in and running over people. But I can respect that though. You know what I'm saying? But
you caught him towards the end though.
Yeah, I can see where he could play. I'm just joking around right now. I respect him a lot. Be 50 years old still trying to play basketball. I respect that. But it's like I can't remember a lot of. I remember a lot of guys on Sunkiss. Bobby Parks was a good friend of mine. God rest his soul again.
Oh yeah.
I respected Bobby a lot. Ken Redfield, all those guys. So, but just Filipino basketball was super, super fun, and the fans were the best part of it because 18,000 people. I mean,
every night.
Every night. This is real, and like you can't go out and eat. I didn't like that part. I don't like being famous. I'm not real good with that. I just want to be a normal person, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? And my son's going through that now. He hates it.
Yeah. Where did you stay when you were here in Manila for Alaska?
Makati.
You were in Makati. Okay. Were you by yourself?
Yes. And then my wife. I mean, I'm divorced now, but my ex-wife. She came when I came to Alaska. She came with me. But when I was with Pepsi, I don't remember. I was staying in Green Hills.
Green Hills, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you remember that? Do you remember places you'd go to?
I remember that.
Huh? Places you'd hang out at, eat. Would you go out at night? Was there?
I can't do that right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Where you'd hang out? Okay.
I get it.
Yeah. We get that. Okay. We respect that. No problem. So 95 and 96 Commissioners Cups. Sid, let's ask this. Did they ever feed you balut?
Yes.
The egg. The duck.
See,
you ate it. Did you eat it?
Yes. I am the American, and JoJo tested this in Bong. I would try everything once. I had cow brain.
Yep.
Yeah. So with JoJo's, they be like, man, stop being an American. Try this. And I'm like, okay. One time. So first time I ever had sushi was in the Philippines. Now I eat sushi all the time. Yeah. But I've had the little egg almost killed me, but I tried it.
Almost killed me. It's not that bad. I don't like it as well. I like the flavor. I don't like that little bird.
They still
Yeah,
have cockfights in the Philippines.
Yeah, on a regular basis.
Yeah, there's still
It's
there.
still a thing. It's still a thing.
And I
I
got a
guess they
story
still
for
have
you
one.
here. My
Go.
first week in the Philippines playing for Alaska, my driver name's Noel. I hope Noel's watching this. And so after practice, we go shopping. I'm walking around. I catch a cramp. My whole body locks up. Downtown Manila. So I'm laying in the middle of the street. You know what I'm saying? People bringing me water. And somebody stole my sneakers.
Wow.
Whoa.
They took my shoes. So when I stopped cramping, I had to walk barefoot. It was the funniest thing ever, man. I'm laying on the ground cramping, and somebody stole my sneakers. True story.
That's a problem. That happens here, man. You get into an accident.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna lose everything.
Actually, Sean has a similar story.
Excuse me?
Sean has a similar story, about a thief. I don't know if he ever told you this story. Someone snatched his handbag while he was sitting in a mall, and he actually chased the guy, and he caught him.
Oh, wow. I didn't catch the guy because I was laid out.
Yeah. But
Because
Sean told us
his
that story.
passport was there, his money was there, so he had
So
to
he
get
ran
his bag back.
Yeah, for a couple of minutes, chased the guy, and the guy got tired. And Sean, of course, being the supreme athlete, at the time,
and his American instincts kicked in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You gotta love this comment. Only in the Philippines.
Only in the Philippines.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Sadly, the stories like that. No, that's nuts.
I think it's funny, but yeah, it did happen. Yes.
Ronnie Grandison, did he give you problems?
No, not really. Ronnie wasn't one of those Americans that was going to kill you. He was a solid player. You know what I'm saying? Strong rebound, long arms. So I didn't really have a problem with him. Bobby Parks was probably my toughest matchup.
Because Bobby was just to let you know, Derek, the best import award now is called the Bobby Parks Best Import Award,
and
because he was 7
ahead,
times he won it. He won
Bobby
it 7 times. Yeah.
Bobby knew me from college, so he really took me under his arms in the Philippines when I got there with Pepsi. That's who I was with every night. He looked out and showed me the ropes.
His son Bobby Ray played in the PBA too for a couple of seasons.
I knew about that.
But now he's in Korea or Japan, Sid?
Japan. He's in Japan.
He's in Japan.
Well. He's a starter.
Yeah.
For his team
he starts for his team right now. Even when Ronnie Grandison was on the show, he even admitted it himself. I'm not the best player on the team. I just work hard. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. He was a hard worker, solid guy. You need that guy to win, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
And he was a winner. He did win a couple of championships over here. What's the next photo, Carly? Let's check it out.
Oh wow.
Man. So we're there now. So wait. But you go after the Philippines, Alaska, you go back to Europe, you play out your career till about 2000 something,
2003 maybe.
Yeah. And then you decide it's time to retire. What do you do after you stop playing basketball? You've been playing it for so long. What's next in your life? What did you decide to do?
My agent at the time, Lucky Capricorni, God rest his soul, was one of the top agents in the world. He died, Italian guy. So like 5 years before I retired, he was like, start playing golf. I was like, why are you telling me to play golf? He's like, just start playing golf. And I was like, okay. So I started playing golf, and I've always been good with people. So when I retired that summer, he said, okay, I'm sending you Michael Pietrus and Anderson Varejao. Get them ready for the draft. I'm like, get them ready for the draft. He's like, just do what you do in practice. I've seen you work. Just work with them. And Michael went 11th in the draft, and Varejao went 31st. And from that point on, the agency would send me all their guys pre-draft to the States and work with me. And then I met Derek Anderson, who's one of the top players in the NBA when he was there. And I saw him one day. He was chubby, and I was like, "Dude, you fat? Can you still play?" He's like, "Well," and real story. He's like, "Well, get this weight off of me then." So I started working with him, and he was an All-American at Kentucky. So then he brought me Tony Delp, Rajon Rondo, Jody Meeks. Jody brought me Lou Williams, Jordan Hill, and Andre Blatch. I trained Andre. When he was getting ready for the Filipino national teams, he worked with me. So I had ability to work with players. So as soon as I retired, I got right into training, and I did that for 15 years. And I helped a lot of guys reach a lot of heights. And I worked with Candace Parker, Diamond DeShields. So I've been super great at that. And I retired from that like 3 years ago, and now I work in wealth management with Truist Bank and as business development. And maybe I think I might get back in basketball because it's my passion.
Of course, but can you give us in a nutshell how you train these players? What exactly is your philosophy? What type of training do you do with them?
Can I curse on here?
Sure.
I'm an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Only when I'm on the court, because I think that it's the intensity. I'm not an asshole like that. You know what I'm saying? But I push players to the brink of working. But I believe I can do all that in an hour and 20 minutes. I don't need to be in the gym for 3 hours. If you give me 45 minutes, we get 15 minutes warm up and work with me 50 minutes straight, I think that's enough. So I believe in footwork, balance, core strength, and knowledge. Because if I'm smart enough and I'm strong enough, the IQ comes out, and then I'm able to play. So I believe in like tennis balls, plyometrics, hand-eye coordination, ball handling. And I believe in training is like building a house. No house is built from the top down. It's built from the bottom up. So I mean the bottom up, I mean footwork. Why your feet work like this? Why should your feet go like this? Should I hold my hand on my follow through? And it's just little things I have the ability to see and to change it with the guys. And guys believe in me, and I don't give up shit. You know, I was like, even you're an NBA guy, you make $15 million a year, I'm gonna get in your butt. And I think they respect that, and I can still shoot. So, and I'm still in great shape. So, you know, I'll get out there. I don't play, but you know, I'll talk a lot of garbage. I can shoot standstills. You know what I'm saying? But I believe in working, and I think JoJo. I laid out a whole program for Joe for 12 months that I between me and him. I can't share it, but I gave him a whole set of drills that I created between myself and my cousin Antonio, and I have a unique sense of basketball, and I've been able to make it a career on that side of the training aspect.
That's really great. You know, some of the personalities you mentioned are guys we watched on TV as well. All those great players, and for you to be a part of that. But let's focus on this photo that's on there right now.
Right.
You're a basketball guy. I know you're a football fan. What's it like for a son to tell you, you know, I'm gonna focus on football? Does your brain suddenly shift to football? I mean, suddenly you want to focus. You want to be a teacher.
No, I'm not that dad. My oldest one liked basketball. Kyle, who's in NFL now, he was a basketball player and played through his senior year and had scholarship offers. He was going to go to Princeton and play basketball and football, but he grew out of that offer, and he ended up playing at Notre Dame, which is one of the biggest colleges in the world, most recognized schools. And I could tell he was a football player at like age 7, 8, because basketball players don't just run into people and like it. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of mindset. So I saw that at an early age, but I always kept him in basketball because footwork, agility, and to this day, after I tell you this, I'll tell you a story about him why he's a pro. So I put him in that, and he just told me basketball is for blanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Basketball players are soft. If you get touched, it's a foul. One person gets to shoot all the balls. Maybe it's my job all day to rebound or set screens. That's not fun. You say basketball players are selfish, but it started making sense to me if you look at it. One person shoots, the other person blocks, rebounds. So he was like, football, if I don't block, he don't run. If I don't catch, quarterback don't look good. If I don't stop the quarterback from throwing the ball, the team is messed up. So football is the ultimate team sport. So that's how he wanted to. That was his thought on basketball. So
yeah, it's all a mindset kind of thing, perspective,
yes,
right? I mean, because as you said, especially now in today's NBA, you can blow someone in his ear and get called for a foul, right? That's how it is now.
right.
It's a different game. So, yeah, so he likes all that, knocking into people and all of that. But tell me about that. So eventually he does play. There's a lot of success, and he's drafted into the NFL. As a father, how are you feeling with all of this going on? He's playing now for the Ravens.
I'm excited for my son, but we don't throw it in people's face. You know what I'm saying? We like to be the people of help. My son's super humble, so it keeps us humble. He's right now he's leading the Pro Bowl votes for safeties. He's leading the All-Pro team for safeties. He's just in his second year in the NFL, and he's 6'4", 230 pounds, and he moves like a cat.
Wow.
And but what I was telling you about basketball in the off season, most football guys, they go on the field, they train, and I asked him, like, why don't you do that? And he was like, I study film, I lift weights, and I play basketball. So every 2 nights in the off season, Dad, can you guys open the gym? And he brings all his friends. So that's his off season training, is playing basketball. And I asked him about it, and then he tapped me on my butt walking out the house and said, it's been working so far, so I'm good. So once he told me that, I was like, it's been working for you, so do what you need to do. So basketball has always been at the apex of him as a person, but it's a lot of 6'4" guards. It's no 6'4" safeties. So he's one in football.
That's right. And that's why he got drafted so high, And then the person who really pointed this out to me a couple of days ago, I was telling Derrek, Sid, I was with Coach Tim Cohn, and I mentioned Derrek was going to be our guest. And he starts ranting about, his son plays in the NFL now. He's one of the best. He's a safety. He got drafted so high, higher than safeties usually get drafted and all that. Because Coach Tim Cohn is a big NFL fan.
He's a very, very big NFL fan, yeah.
But he's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Pittsburgh Steelers.
To the Ravens. So it's like San Miguel and Alaska.
Yeah. During your time, that's right.
Yeah.
So he's torn, He wants to cheer for your son, but he said he plays for the Ravens, So
Hey, you tell Tim whenever he comes over here, or give me the address, I'm gonna send him a Kyle Hamilton Ravens jersey.
Yeah, okay.
When
you come in March, you better bring him one. Just hand it to him.
I got it. I get time for him.
That's right. So yeah, but it's hard to handle all that stardom and everything. What's the one piece of advice that Daddy Derrek tells him? With all the fame and all the girls and the money and all of that.
But see, the difference between my son, he's been with the same girlfriend since the 8th grade.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's a different kid.
He's like Sid.
Like what?
He's like Sid. It's the same story with Sid over here.
Yeah. So, and I respect that about him. And he's very well known, very good looking guy, and but he doesn't take himself so serious. He does well. Like if he's quit now, he don't have to work another day in his life. You know what I'm saying? And he knows that, and he's good to his family, and he's just a good man. And both of my kids are, and that's the most as I could be happy for. He's in the NFL. That's fine and dandy. It's a job. It doesn't last forever. And so what we want to do, we want to help as many people as we can. He's an Under Armour athlete. He's one of 4. Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, and Tom Brady, and my son. So they're the face of Under Armour. And we want to do a lot of stuff in the community to help a lot of people. So that's how we leave our legacy, by helping people less fortunate than us, try to help them succeed and come up. So that's our main goal. Being in the NFL, take care of your family, take care of generational wealth, and how can we help someone else become successful? I think that's his motto.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That's great.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Let's look at the next photo, though. I mean, this is a great story, of course, and we wish your son all the success. But look at this. This was a reunion not too long ago. There's Jojo. You've been talking about him. Sean Chambers as well. The Alaska connection's always there. So this was over there in Summer League, right?
Yeah, it was Summer League in Vegas. I think that's the first time I've seen JoJo in 24 years. Yeah, that picture there. Yeah, it's the first time we've seen it.
And obviously, and you can see Under Armour is really a sponsor.
Yeah.
You got Under Armour on right now. You got Under Armour on that
Hey,
photo.
that's all. Hey, I don't buy clothes. I mean, it's like I wear under. Do you need some Under Armour? I will send you some.
You're coming in March, so we're gonna wait for that. No problem.
But yeah, so my son, like I said, he's we got Under Armour commercials and stuff like that. But why should I buy clothes when he got a deal? So every 2 months I go shop and stuff that I have before, I give it away to less fortunate people and get some more stuff. I'm all about helping. However, when I turned 56 this year, I asked God to put every opportunity in my life to help someone, and that's I get enjoyment out of that. So that's my thing. Yeah,
that's great. And as you said, you might go back into basketball coaching and all of that soon. Can't get it out of your system, right?
It's like it's never been out of my system, but I wanted to try the corporate world and see what that was like. And I saw it, and I get more enjoyment helping young men get to go to college for free. You know what I'm saying? And parents don't have to pay for it. Like I tell my kids, 7 ounces of air can take you anywhere you want to go. It took me around the world. And that's 7 ounces in a ball. And if you treat it right, it'll treat you right. And I have a saying, repetition is the father of learning.
Yep.
If you do something enough, you'll become good at it. It's like 10,000 hours.
Yeah, that's right. That's really crazy. Nice to see these guys together in this photo. One more photo, I think, for this set. Let's look at that last one. That's you on the golf course.
I love that.
I
love that. Yeah.
Your handicap, Derek?
I'm probably like a 12. My son's a 4.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's good at everything in life. I hate him.
I like that line. I hate him.
I'll tell him that. Like, you can't be good at everything. Like,
he's like, yeah, I can. He's like, yeah, I can.
Golden child, man. I got 2 kids. My other son, Ivy League educated, played basketball and everything, but we're just a step behind this young one. I'm like, he's pretty good.
It's like Bo Jackson. Huh? It's like Bo Jackson, good at everything he does. Huh?
Oh my goodness! It's like
as long as I hope his career lasts longer than Bo Jackson, though. You know? Come on.
I don't know. I mean, he went to Notre Dame, pretty smart guy, so he might do 8-9 years. You know what I'm saying? That football is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But a lot of the NBA players, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, they all play golf after their careers and all that. You see any similarities? You see any similarities between basketball and golf?
Hell no.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Not at all. It's not even close. That's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It's the only game in the world where everything moves but the ball. Think about that. It's just sitting there waiting on you to hit it.
Yeah.
That's right. They say that you easily become addicted to golf once you try it. More than any other sport.
Golf. If I took you outside of my house, I'll show you right quick. I have a putting green on my deck.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm addicted. So I'm gonna show you guys something. Don't laugh. Hold on.
We're waiting for that. Yeah, no problem.
That's my.
Can you close? Okay. Yeah. Oh wow. See, that's outside. Okay.
No, that's on my porch.
Okay.
Yeah, we're putting green.
Yeah.
And how often are you there? You're there every day.
I just go downstairs and turn the light on now.
Yeah.
So I'm addicted to golf. It's true.
Okay.
You should play.
That's amazing.
Yeah, one day I'll pay.
Jojo plays.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. My brother's an addict.
And Choate Reyes plays a lot. June
plays a lot.
Coach
Choate, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a bunch of the guys play. June was in town for the FIBA World Cup.
Yeah,
I
saw
June.
Jojo told me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's also there in the States. Bunch of guys you played against and with. They're all in the States, guys like
in the States?
who?
Coach Muñoz. What's Coach name?
No, he's here. He's here. He coaches one of the
here.
one of the top college teams. He's one of the assistant coaches.
Okay.
Just saw him a couple of weeks ago.
Great guy.
Fortunately, their team didn't make it.
Let's
Our
not mention that, man.
Yeah,
Come
sorry.
on.
Yeah, let's not mention. Okay.
Please,
Well,
trying to get over it. No,
Yeah.
our alma mater lost in the championship a few
Which
days ago.
team? Antonio?
University of the
Oh,
Philippines. No, University of the Philippines.
Okay.
UP.
Yeah,
UP. That's
yeah,
our
Poch,
team.
Poch
That's where.
played for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Poch played for the team in the college.
Hey, don't take it so
and
serious.
he's now an assistant coach.
You
on
should have
that
seen
team.
your face. You took that too serious, man. It's always next year.
Yep. Yeah, there is next year.
Of
There's
course,
next
yeah,
year.
we'll win it
It's
next
No
year.
problem.
Something
Yes, sir.
happened.
Yes, sir.
Coach better.
It was just a few nights ago, so we're still trying to get it
I'm
out
gonna
of
tell
our
you
Still
something
feeling it,
about
huh?
me. And I like to tell athletes, when the game's over, it's over.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
drive yourself crazy. You know what I'm saying? You go watch the film one time, figure it out.
I agree. I need to get over it because it weighs too heavily. So yeah, I had to move past it right away. I do play-by-play for the PBA, Derek, and when that result came out that our team lost, I was covering the game and I was watching the game on my phone. So I'm doing 2 games, PBA here and then. But you got to move on. You got to move on with your life.
It's
Like,
also
Derek.
culturally too. People in the Philippines take that basketball like really, really serious. It's
Oh,
like
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Southern people with football in America.
Uh-huh.
Same way.
Yep.
Crazy.
You know how serious you can get over here. Anyway, that was the time capsule. That was a bunch of photos from Derek's career. That was brought to us by Fitbit. And Fitbit helps everyone in the world get healthier, from counting your steps to giving personalized insights on your heart rate and sleep patterns. Log your exercise and access great tools and content on the Fitbit Premium, all on the Fitbit platform. Check out Fitbit.com for their line of products. Feel the power. So that was a trip down memory lane. But we do have our regular segments on this show, Derek, before we let you go. Great stories, of course, and nice to know what you're doing, and nice to know that you'll be coming to the Philippines soon.
Yeah.
So we're going to be able to see you.
I was
and get
there,
together.
but now I'll be there, I think.
Yeah, you're going to get out of the airport and
I'm gonna
then
get
walk
out of the
around and go to Green Hills and Makati and then watch some games and all of that. Yeah, we'll get together then. So we'll enter now what we call the Twilight Zone. And the Twilight Zone, it means we are in the latter end of our show. And our first segment of the Twilight Zone is a segment called X's or O's. It's brought to us by Tuminugan Farm, your private paradise at the heart of Bukidnon. If you need to relax and unwind, why not rejuvenate, reconnect with nature right at the foot of the Kitanglad Mountain Range in Bukidnon? You can choose from the different accommodations, the farmhouse, the bungalow, the cottage, the tulugan. You can accommodate entire families, groups of friends, backpackers, and even team building events. So check out tuminuganfarm.com, Instagram and Facebook. Book now. May you start your Mindanao adventure there today. You saw how beautiful it is over there. So we should go. We should go one of these days. Please visit Tuminugan Farm. Okay, for X's or O's, Derek, I have a bunch of choices for you. I have a list. I just want you to choose. Make your choice. You don't even have to explain why you chose this or that. So we just go down the list one by one. Let's start.
No problem.
Number one. Jeff Carriazo or Jojo Lastimosa?
JoJo all day.
Jojo all day, yeah. Okay, I knew that.
No
Tonichi.
disrespect, Jeff. No disrespect. But
But Jojo's Jojo, yeah. Okay.
he's the leader.
They're both coaching in the PBA, by the way.
Yeah.
Head coaches, both of them. Okay. Second one, Alex Araneta or Tonichi Ituri?
Ananeta.
Araneta,
Alex.
okay.
Yes.
Alex. Okay. I don't know if you remember these guys. Merwin Castelo, of course you do, and Ponky Alolor
I like
from
Irwin.
Pepsi.
I like
okay.
Irwin.
Okay. How about these two big boys? Kevin Ramas or Jumbo Bolado?
Kevin Ramos.
Kevin Ramos. Okay. Shooters. What's that? No, not at all. Oh, every answer is good over here. Okay. These two guys, shooters from Pepsi, Carlito Mejos or Roel Gomez from Alaska?
I remember Carlito. He was number 10, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Shooter.
Or Roel Gomez. Mejos or Gomez?
I go with Mayos.
Okay, Mejos. Yeah, the guy could shoot.
Yes.
How about these guys? Some backup forwards from Pepsi, Jeffrey Graves or Don Ampalayo from Alaska?
Jeffrey.
All right. We're still looking for that guy. Okay, this one. 1990 Pepsi or 1995 Alaska?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I get it. I know the answer there. Okay. Offense or defense?
Defense.
Defense. June Reyes with Pepsi or June Reyes with Alaska? Okay. It's always Alaska. Okay, I get it. How about this? Team managers, Joaquin Trillo or Steve Watson?
Both of them were amazing.
Both of them. Okay. So it's a
Both
tie.
tied.
It's a tie. Team owners, Fred Uitengsu or Moro Lorenzo?
Both of them were great.
Okay, we'll give that.
I did get free
about-
bonuses. So, no, I'm joking.
Free bonus, Lorenzo. Free bonuses, Lorenzo. Even when you lose.
No. Fred was amazing.
No, he
I
is.
think me and Fred cried when I left the Philippines. When they.
Yeah. He's been
that
on the show. You should watch
Yeah.
his episode
He's,
too.
he's
Yeah,
also been on the show.
Okay, how about this? The veteran center, Abit Gidaben, or the young center, Poch Huino?
Poach all day, man. Poach
all day.
Poach pretty smart player, man. I loved him.
Oh, yeah. Yep, he was. He still is.
And a great
How
guy.
about this? Your opponents, Winston Kreit or Sylvester Gray?
Sylvester Gray. But I got a story for you.
Go.
JoJo sent Reyes and what's the other center that just from Australia that played with Alaska? He just retired.
From Australia.
Who's from Australia just retired?
Sonny
Toss.
Sonny and Reyes came and trained with me for a whole summer. Like the year that, remember he was gaining weight and he came to the States, him and Reyes. What's the other Reyes name? That played with Sonny. His son's like 6'6", and he has a daughter that plays also.
Who's that?
The other is
JR Reyes.
JR Reyes.
So they both came and stayed with me in the States. And I trained those guys for a whole summer. When JoJo was the manager.
Of Alaska.
Yeah.
Oh, Alaska, yeah. Well, they're both retired now. So they're both out of...
I talked to
also JR is not JR is not related to June though.
No, I know. I just said the wrong name.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's a whole bunch of Reyeses in the PBAs.
Yeah.
Reyes and Santos and all of that. Yeah. Okay, so Sylvester Gray. Okay, but that's good. There you go. Now next one, Ronnie Grandison or John Best?
Ronnie Grandison.
John Best is going to be on the show soon. How do you like it better, taking it to the hoop or taking the 3-point shot?
At that time, I was more of a slasher. So always, I like a high percentage shot. So I get to the basket. I just want to make a bucket.
Okay, Alvin Patrimonio or Nelson Asaitono?
Alvin all day.
Yeah. Celtics or Lakers?
Lakers.
You're gonna make Sid sad. I'm the Laker fan. He's a Celtic fan. Okay.
I'm okay. Celtics just won, man. I'm okay today.
Coaching or playing? Playing still. Okay. Being a basketball dad or being a football dad?
Football dad all day.
Football dad all day. Okay. How about this, guys from your draft? Danny Manning or Dan Marley?
Dan Marley. Hey, that's the toughest guy I ever had to cover in my life.
Thunder Dan.
Yeah.
Thunder Dan.
He was strong.
How about some? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was super
Then
strong.
shooting guards. How about shooting guards? Hersey Hawkins or Mitch Richmond?
Mitch Richmond.
Mitch the bitch. Mitch the rock. Okay.
Yes. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, you said it for me. So I
Mitch the bitch. Yeah, that's what they used to call him back then. Okay, then let's show. Yeah. So show the photo, Carly, please. How about this one? Jackson or Fishburne?
Sam Jackson, man.
Sam Jackson, baby. Okay. And the last one, who I mentioned earlier, Pacino or De Niro?
Goats.
Both of them?
Greatest of all time.
So, okay, so that's both of them. It's a tie. And that is XSROs for episode 201 of our show, brought to us by Tuminugan Farm. Let's move to the next one. Sid, it's your turn for the new segment.
Okay. Do we have a clip on that?
Yeah, please show it. Next poster, please. There you go.
All right. This next segment brought to you by our new
Yeah.
sponsor, Arena Plus, the best sports betting in the Philippines. So, yeah, my question for you, Derek, is, back in the 90s, there was talk about Johnny A possibly breaking into the PBA. Charlotte Hornets
To the
sent
NBA,
over
to the NBA. you mean.
NBA. Sorry, Charlotte Hornets sent over a scout and everything, but he eventually didn't make it. But my question for you is, what are the odds of Johnny A making it to the NBA if he was 6 inches taller?
Easy. He just had a feel for the game, and his body moved like water. You know what I'm saying? Like it was effortless. But I found out he was a break dancer.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Like his body moved like he was dancing, but with the ball in his hand. And he's one of the best. I played with Gianmarco Pasecco, who's the Italian national team coach. I played with him in Italy. Between him and Johnny A, the best 2-point guards I ever played with, ever. I don't care where on earth. Johnny could get off the bus in America and he'd go to the park and people would pick him quickly.
Yeah,
wow. So the odds were very high. The odds were very high if he were 6 inches taller.
Yeah, maybe not even 6.
Maybe
5'11", 6 feet.
Yeah.
He had something different.
He was a damn good player.
Yeah,
Sid, I'll just read the spiel. This is brought to us by Arena Plus, and the name of the segment is called "What Are the Odds?" Remember those legendary Philippine basketball matches from AEOB, the 70s to the 90s? They were more than just games, right? They were stories of heart and hustle. Get that passion back with Arena Plus. Make your game watching a bit more interesting. Arena Plus is user-friendly, made for real sports fans. It's not just about betting. It's about deepening your connection with every play. Play it smart. Stay within your limits. Bet what you can't afford to lose and never chase your losses. Arena Plus, it's where your enthusiasm for basketball and excitement of the game come together. Enjoy the game responsibly. Download the app today. Regional laws and regulations may apply. So that's Arena Plus. Thanks for coming on the show, Arena Plus. Okay, and then the next one, it's you still. Sid, go to your next segment. Sid's got segments.
Again. So, Derek, I wonder if you remember this food when you were here, kare-kare and crispy pata from Barrio Fiesta. I wonder if you were able to sample this food.
I've never had that. From that place.
You should try it when you come back in March. So,
no, but like pescatarian, he doesn't eat that anymore.
What kind of food is that?
That's a leg. That's a pork leg on the left.
I just told you I don't eat pork.
Yeah, that's right.
I forgot about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, but anyway,
I'm not a vegetarian, pescatarian. Yes.
Yeah, pescatarian, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I can watch you eat it.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Let's do that. It's brought to you by Barrio Fiesta, Makati Avenue branch. Kain na tayo sa Barrio Fiesta. My question for you, Derek, is if you could have dinner with any basketball personality, living or dead, past or present, someone you've never met or maybe your best friend, Filipino, American, who would it be and why?
Good question. Kobe. Okay. Kobe fits my mentality as a basketball player. Work, make your teammates better. Everything means something. And he was a little much of an asshole too, but in a good way. I don't respect you if you don't work. And I like guys that work. And if you don't work, we're not going to get along. So I would say Kobe.
What would you ask him?
What drives you? What pushes you? Like, I don't know if you guys are aware of what Kobe would do every morning. Wake up at 4:30, helicopter to the practice, helicopter back, take the kids to school, helicopter to real practice, fly back, have dinner, go back and shoot at night. That's obsessed with the game. That's different.
Yeah, he was different.
Yeah,
he was differently.
That might be the first time that someone answered Kobe on this segment.
Yeah, it is the first time. Yeah, we've heard Jordan a lot and a lot of other guys. Bill Russell a couple of times. Will Chamberlain recently. Paul Mokeski said that.
Kareem.
Right? Kareem. Yeah, but the first time Kobe and nice to hear Kobe come on the show, be mentioned on the show.
The Mamba, man. I mean,
yeah.
I'm an important guy, but you asked me who I want to have dinner with. I just think Kobe was. People didn't really know him. And I have a lot of players who played with him, so I had an inside view on who he was and how he got down. He would fight people in practice, and if you wouldn't fight him back, he didn't respect you. And Jody, one of my clients, Jody Meeks, had a fight
Yeah.
with him, and he got to punching, and say Kobe came to him in the locker room like, "Yo, you're my guy. I like you."
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that means a lot. And if you don't fight him back, he's not going to respect you. So might as well get your licks in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
A
was
lot
a
of the
different animal.
Yeah.
a lot of the
Different
greats
animal.
were like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have that swag, that kind of thing going on to be a great one, I suppose. Okay, so that's a great one from a nice answer for the Barrio Fiesta portion. I just have a couple of questions before I let you go. There, Antonio Lang, he played here a few years after, almost the 90s already, late 90s, almost 2000s. Did he tell you he was coming to the Philippines? Did you give him any advice?
Yeah. What's so funny about that though? They got my cousin out of there too. Try to say he was betting on games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bro, come on. How's this gonna happen to one family? We come there, we play well, and then just poof. Like something's not right.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say anything, but
yeah. That's what they felt. That's what they felt because he had a bad game, and then suddenly they were like saying all sorts of stuff, right?
Just won a championship.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for me. I mean,
It was.
But
we enjoyed watching him.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite
watching him.
players to watch when he was with Red Bull.
Because we the same person. You know what I'm saying? I just handled the ball better than him, and he was longer than me. But
yes, long. I was about to say he's a bit longer than you are.
Yeah. Right. But my mother and his dad are brother and sister.
That close, huh? Okay.
Yeah, that close. I mean, he started playing basketball because of me.
Well, get me in touch with him, and eventually, when we get to his era of imports,
bring
him on the show.
I'll text you his number. He'll be willing to talk to you guys because he has love for the Philippines, and he left there and lived in Japan for 13 years.
Yeah.
So that started his coaching career.
Plus, my brother's a Duke fan, so he's gonna watch that for sure.
Right. I'll definitely get you in touch with him.
Yeah, and then they called you at one point in your career. They called you the glue. Is that right?
Yes, I like that.
Glue. Yeah, because you talk about being, holding the team together and all of that.
But I also believe no car runs without an engine. You can have wheels, you can have flashers, you can have nice seats inside, but if you can't crank it up, it doesn't work. So the glue worked for me. Like that was my mentality as a player, and I try to pass that along to everyone I work with.
I remember you were pretty intense. You'd be very emotional on the court. Saying things after plays. You'd be very expressive.
Yeah,
and
you
just love the game, passion for the game, right? Exactly, and we all have that.
I don't love it like that no more. I go to a football game.
I
don't even go to basketball games.
Yeah, okay, but you'll be coaching basketball again soon.
Yeah. But even then, I don't even watch. I don't like all threes. I like basketball. Not Steph messed basketball.
I agree. He messed it up, right? But he's so damn good. But he's the only guy who can do it. So now people think they can do it too. It's like Michael Jordan. Everybody thought they could fly, right?
We play with teams, with coaches, they say threes or layups. I'm like, what about the other 55 shots that are on the floor? Analytics have messed basketball up a little bit, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah, keep taking threes. Okay, well, that's the Derrek Hamilton story. But before we say goodbye, we're gonna give you a chance to say hello, acknowledge all the people you want to in a segment called Hello Porky. So it's your time, Derrek. Just your time to shout out and mention anybody you want before you say goodbye.
I want to say hello to Bong, Johnny A, JoJo, Poach, Jeffrey Cariaso, Tim Combs, Mr. Fred, if you're listening, and Sean. I've had an amazing time when I was there and still have a lot of love for the Philippines. And tried to come see you guys, but they wouldn't let me in because I had the wrong passport. But I'll be back in March, and hopefully people that I hadn't seen, I get a chance to see you. And I would love to, since I have this basketball talent inside of me, to spend a lot more time there trying to pass the love and the ideas that I have in the game. So I think that could happen in the future. So we'll see what happens.
Well, we're looking forward to that, Derrek. Hopefully we get to meet you when you come over here in March. So Well, that's episode 201. We're about to put that in the books. We'd like to thank, of course, San Miguel Corporation for always being with us, together with our other friends, Tuminugan Farm, Fitbit, Barrio Fiesta, and now Arena Plus has joined us. We thank also the Globally Ballin Network, always there for us. Thank you to PBA Archives, PH Sports Bureau for the photos and all the information that we share. Happy birthday to guys from our family, our AEOB family the past week, who celebrated Seb Sarmenta and Romy De La Rosa. Happy birthday to you guys. And so that does it for episode 201. Derrek Hamilton, thanks so much for sharing your story. On behalf of my partner, Sid Ventura, I'm Charlie Cuna. We're going to name our next guest, our last guest for the year, for next week. Check out our Facebook page for that. Then we're going to take, of course, our Christmas break, be back in January. We're still going on. AEOB still alive. So we'll see you guys. Derrek, all the best to you and your son, of course. And we'll see you soon, okay? Thanks a lot, Sean Chambers. Thank you, Carla, and the rest of the group, Aaron. We'll see you guys. God bless you all. Thank you so much, Derrek.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.
Later.
A leader in key sectors so vital to the growth of our nation. Food, beverage, packaging, infrastructure, energy, and power. Proudly Filipino, through our well-loved brands, we carry the flag overseas. Yet we've always held out for ourselves a larger purpose. To use our scale, size, and dynamism to deliver products and services that can unlock and accelerate new opportunities for growth and drive our economy forward. We are committed to contribute to a resilient and globally competitive Philippines, where businesses like San Miguel can use their resources and imagination to expand the economy and ensure that prosperity is widely shared. Today, our focus is on generating investments and projects that will enable our country to achieve its full promise. Malasakit is woven into all that we do, from ensuring that more Filipinos are food secure, have access to reliable, sustainable, and affordable energy, world-class roads, airports, mass transit, stronger communities, and greater economic opportunities. We are helping build the Philippines that can carry our 110 million strong population into a future whose defining challenges of our time will be an energy transition, resource scarcity, and the need for greater inclusiveness. As a company, we have set our sights on building the nation of our dreams. By leveraging our expertise, leadership, and reach, as San Miguel, we will do what it takes to build a better future for all Filipinos.